how's Tac De Boistron going?
Yeah, no, I'm really pleased. So he put his weight on back a bit quicker than I thought, and he's done 2 pieces of work so far, and yeah, no, I'm pleased so far.
Any decision yet where you're going?
It'll just be weather dependent. You know, if Caulfield would suit me better because he's only a light horse and it gives you more time to the Melbourne Cup. But just very mindful of the ground. Caulfield can be very crisp, and there's some rain coming, but that'll depend. Where Geelong's always got beautiful given it, so undecided at this stage.
Christophe Soumon's definitely booked in for both races?
No, he's booked in for the Melbourne Cup. I'm a little bit concerned about that because of his weight. You know, he very rarely rides that light, and he has to ride him half over as it is. So, but he's rang me persistently for the Melbourne Cup ride, and I've agreed to that. Probably Corey Brown if he runs at Geelong, and I don't know who I've got yet for Caulfield.
If Soumon doesn't make the weight, is Brown sort of the number one option?
He'll have a feel of him. It'll be up to him, I guess. If he likes what he feels, he might stick. Yeah, it's a bit up in the air at the moment, but he's shown a great interest in riding the horse. He's obviously done his videos and that, and sort of likes the way he's gone. So he's ran me a few times. So I'll certainly give him a chance in the lead-up race anyway.
This horse has got really good form on wet tracks. What about on the firmer Melbourne tracks?
Yeah, look, obviously that's a concern. I think I've got the right sort of horse with the right profile, but it's an awfully strong ear. You know, usually in the Melbourne Cup field you can put a line through half of them. I don't think there's one you could put a line through. You know, I think it's a terribly strong ear. Obviously rain would suit me. He ran very well behind Ivory Land over in France. Got beat 2.5 lengths on a good ground, and he's probably the best stayer in France. So he's handled this ground, no worries. You know, obviously we're better suited to soft ground, but we'll take what comes.
And you will stay here for the rest of the quarantine?
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, you know, he's had to move him from France to Newmarket for sort of 6 or 7 weeks, and now he's moved to here. I don't know if I'd like to move him again so close to the races. So, you know, and they've done a good job with this track. It's nice and yielding, and you get a few favours by being here, mixing with internationals, and you've got good mates to work with. So at this stage, I'll be staying.
Any early tip on some of the other internationals?
Oh, geez, I think they've all thrived, you know. I think they've obviously got better at what they do because all these horses have picked up since I saw them in Newmarket. I spent a week with them there, and American looks amazing to me. I think, you know, he's just right back to I saw him the first year here, and I was down here with a horse, and he looks fantastic. Brigantine's been working enormously well. Horse with the right profile. Man Athos is a very impressive looking horse, and he's going well. Even Jacobry looks, you know, he's put on weight since he's been here in Thrice. So, you know, it's an awfully tough year. I think, you know, a lot will be how it goes on the day, how the rides, the barrier draws and how the track plays and all that sort of thing. But it's a very strong Melbourne Cup.
Lovely, mate.
Would you call this one of the closest races in years in terms of, you were saying you normally be able to strike a line through the bottom half of the draw?
I think it's terribly strong. You know, it's a quality handicap now. It's not like the old days where you had a horse get in with 50 kilos or, you know, and get under the handicapper's nose and could run well. Sort of 50, going to be 53.5 minimum, I think, probably, with a 58 top weight. So it's become a really proper Group 1 race, I think, now. And, you know, some really decent horses, and even our local horses. I mean, there's some really, you know, Gay's horse and Lloyd's team, and you know, there's really good depth there, I think.
A lot of, obviously, internationals running, though. Would you like to see, I guess, some different choices made at a breeding level, so to ensure that maybe down the track we can see some local horses doing well in the big events, the big staying events? Yeah,
I think it's a good point. I think probably, you know, there's probably been $12 or $13 million spent on European horses. That probably won't be spent at the yearling sales this year. You know, is that a good thing for our industry? I don't know, but possibly we need to get back to breeding stayers. Like, you know, New Zealand used to be a home of stayers, and they've sort of gone a bit commercial and got a lot more speed into their breeds just for the yearling sale sort of thing. And I think anybody who's prepared to give a horse time, I've got no doubt our horses are as good as the European horses, our stayers. It's just that these horses have been given a lot more time. They're prepared differently. They're sort of mature horses who stay sound because of the way they train them. They've got beautiful training facilities and don't race them as much. So they end up with, you know, obviously, you know, much better quality stayers than we have. But I think our stayers are up to them. I just think it's the preparation we give our horses. We're very hard on them as 3-year-olds. We usually try to run in 2 derbies or 2 Oaks or something, and by the time they're 4, they've done a lot. And New Zealand used to always have those horses, those good emerging young, untapped 4-year-old stayers that were coming through. But with the pressure on New Zealand to sell their horses, they sell them to Asia, you know, and even here early. Because of the economic situation over there, they don't seem to be about anymore. So, you know, you flood these flood of internationals. Yeah, I guess, look, you know, we've got some stands here. We had Galileo here, and we've got High Chaparral now. Zabil's getting a bit old, but we've still got the stands. I don't know if we've got the depth in our mares, but I think it's just about the way you go about it. If you prepare your horse, give him the time, You know, you see a horse like My Lucky Day, he's had a lot of time and they've been very, I know he got crook, but he still was very careful with him early in his career, and he's up to the best of these for sure.
It would be nice to see someone like Mary Kane stay in Australia if indeed he winds up.
Yeah, I believe he's going to, and I think he's going to be very popular with breeders. He's an imposing looking horse, and you know, he actually can quicken up on good ground. You know, he doesn't operate in Europe as well as he operates here, and you know, you see him run these last 600 last year's Melbourne Cup, but he was awfully unlucky. You know, he can quicken, and I think that's an essential ingredient in the Melbourne Cup, and I'm sure a lot of breeders will support him.
In terms of this Saturday, how much interest will you see in the performance of Werribee in the Herbert Power, given that Tac De Boistron's got a bit of form through Werribee?
Oh, obviously a lot. I mean, we had a bit of form for the Arc winner, you know. So there's a lot of horses with a similar form lines. Like Werribee looks fantastic. I mean, I know he had a year or so where he didn't do very well when he was training in England, but I've been watching him for a couple of weeks and he's looked right back to his best. So there's some really nice horses. Herbert Power has become a very strong race by us coming out a week earlier. These horses coming out a week earlier. A lot of them are chosen to run there, and it's, you know, where it's usually only sort of 8 or 9 runners. It's full field of 16 and really strong race. So it'll be a key guide this year.